Alright, so welcome back to the VIP lounges, everybody. Now today we got a pretty good news. Activision is under another lawsuit. Now this news has the potential to put smile on homies' faces. I know for the fact that people I spoke with are pretty happy. They're like, you know what, Activision deserves that. So if this news puts a smile on your face, I know that this lawsuit is pretty hilarious and I want to talk about it. There's no way that the other party is gonna lose. I know that's pretty sad, but still though, like Activision, I mean, they are under a lawsuit. It's a pretty good news, right? If this news puts a smile on your face, drop a like on this video. If Activision is your favorite publisher and this news makes you sad, smash a dislike. I want to know your opinions, but I want to get right into this news because we got a ton of news. Sledgehammer Games also responded to the backlash earlier today. We got Treyarch devs leaving Treyarch for good. We do not know if they're getting kicked. We do not know if they're getting fired, or they are leaving because they are not liking what's happening behind the scenes. Black Ops 5 is pretty much confirmed. There is a lot of news and I want to get right into it, but first of all, I want to actually dive into this lawsuit because I can definitely see Activision be like, okay, so we're under another lawsuit, we're gonna be losing money, we need to hire some lawyers, and the next thing you know, the lawyer realizes that, yo, we're talking about Activision, they got Benjamin, so you know what, I'm gonna be asking Activision a milli, right? And Activision is like, sure thing, no problem. The next thing you know, Activision calls Treyarch and Treyarch is like, what you want, chief? Activision is like, yo, we need a milli quick, can you do that? And there is Treyarch announcing another update saying free. The community is pumped, community is hyped. Then we receive a new update that's like 11 to 15 gigs. Some people are assuming that we're gonna be getting a lot of content in it, so therefore they are excited. But then there's another part of the community that is a little bit skeptical. They're like, okay, so today it seems like that it's gonna be a good day, but we're preparing for a $30 bundle, so prepare for a disaster. But the next thing you know, it's even worse than a $30 bundle. The community is pissed. YouTubers are making 10-minute long videos, myself included, and basically the whole community is pissed. And then the community is kind of mad at Activision for that. And then the devs go on Twitter, they start flexing and they're like, my team kicks so much good parts, I'm inspired daily to do and be better. Okay, I'm done back to delegating everything correctly, so I don't have to do anything, you know, just crazy, right? And this will open up your mind a little bit because the headline says the following: Activision says Humvee lawsuit over vehicle trademark is an attack on First Amendment rights. And obviously this news is pretty hilarious. Like, I'm surely with Activision on this one. As sad as that sounds, I surely do see, obviously this is like a false type of strike or a lawsuit. I really don't believe in that. Like, imagine filing a lawsuit because a company put an actual Humvee in a video game that exists in real life that the military uses on a daily basis, right? So they're actually getting a lawsuit over this vehicle that is in a Modern Warfare game, and we do know that Modern Warfare is coming up, like a new Modern Warfare, a 2019 version, aka MW4, but it's not called that, so it's gonna be having this Humvee. So it's a pretty hilarious story, and it actually goes in a lot of details. But back in 2017, the makers of Humvee military vehicles sued Activision for using Humvees in Call of Duty titles without permission of Humvees. Talk about being sad about that, you know? The makers of Humvees were seeking millions. I mean, this is the reason, guys, we get microtransactions. Another reason is that, like, big streamers get $50,000, $100,000 per hour for stream promoting their games, right? So this is where the money is. This is where Activision loses them and they actually drop microtransactions and finesse the customers. This is the reason. But they say they were seeking millions in missed revenue opportunities from Activision. So basically they were expecting Benjamins on a daily basis, in fact on an hourly basis, but they didn't get any Benjamins at the end of the day and they were left disappointed. And then we got Activision finally responding, and this just happened recently on May 31st. 1st, so in 2019, right? So just like almost 2 years later, right? And here is Activision's lawyers, and I quote, they say this case is nothing less than a direct attack on the First Amendment right to produce creative works that realistically depict contemporary warfare, opens a summary judgment motion filed by Activision, AM General LLC, a government contractor that manufacture military Humvees vehicles for the US military, seek to use trademark law to control the mere depiction of those vehicles in defendants' fictional Call of Duty video games. So they have like a full explanation ready, and rightfully so. Like honestly, Activision is in the right here. Like imagine just suing somebody over a Humvee vehicle in a video game, right? But I do understand the right. It seems like that Activision didn't ask for permission, right? And this is what the AM General filed. Basically the party who sued them, right? They say the evidence is undisputed that Activision acted willfully. The evidence comes from the Activision's own documents, its executive deposition testimony, and its own conduct. The evidence proves that Activision uses the Humvee's trademark knowing that it had no right to do so, knowing that it was unlawful to do so, yet intending to reap a substantial benefit from its widespread unauthorized use. So talk about homies being pissed about that, but it's kind of understandable. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy that they are under a lawsuit, right? But at the same time, quite sad because they're gonna be calling Treyarch, Sledgehammer games, and all of them studios so they can add more microtransactions, so they can make melee quick. And speaking of Sledgehammer games, earlier today they actually, you know, props to them, they responded to the backlash. You know, this is what I like to see. This is what I like to see because the community is so passionate, and I feel like that pretty much everyone is, I wouldn't say everyone, but most of the community isn't like just spewing hate. They are actually criticizing and actually providing fair and genuine feedback. And the consumers definitely have the right to complain when the expectations aren't met, when you are promised something and you do not get any of that, and instead you actually get new content, but that is also behind a paywall. But props to Sledgehammer Games because this is what they said. Upcoming collections re-release, and I'm not really gonna read the whole part, but basically they are gonna be a month late, but they say that on July 2nd they will be dropping contracts for new weapons. And if you do not know what happened yesterday, Activision dropped a bunch of microtransactions, not only in Black Ops 4 but also in Call of Duty WW2, and in order to get them you just need to spend Benjamins on an hourly basis, and still you are not gonna be receiving any of the new weapons. So now after the backlash, Sledgehammer Games says that on July the 2nd they will be dropping contracts. In other words, you will have missions, you will have challenges to do, and once you complete them, hey, you can actually get the new weapons, and that is pretty good. But obviously it's a month late. It's gonna be dropping when no one really cares about, but I guess that's still a good step forward. On the other hand though, David Wandahar said this, and this one is a little bit confusing. We do not know what this means exactly, but I'm gonna show you. And I quote, "Summer internships have started. This is my favorite time of the year. The decision on who stays is solely, completely, and totally determined by a 14-man custom game double elimination tournaments. Good luck, everyone." So I'm not sure if he's being sarcastic or I think that what he's trying to say here is that 14 men are gonna be just playing games with them, and they're gonna decide if they stay at Treyarch or get fired and kicked. And I'm not sure. That's kind of like what I am assuming from the street. It could mean anything, but the thing is that a Treyarch dev by the name of Estelle, she's a woman, and she said this: "Friends, I have news. I have left Treyarch." Now, obviously, I'm not gonna make fun of that. That's quite sad. But she says, "I'm so happy." I'm really hoping that she is really happy and she didn't got like kicked and fired unwillingly though. But she says, "I'm so happy at how the zombies community gravitated towards 9. And I have to be real, like I don't like Black Ops 4 Zombies, but 9 is a good map. So and she worked on that, you know, she worked on that. That's quite, that map was really good. So and I am humbled by all of you who took the time to send myself and the team many messages of love and encouragement for the map. Zombies was enjoyable for me because the story was fun, and I've always loved the games that match mechanics with memorable characters and settings. I'm very happy to say that I moved to a studio that is an expert in action adventure with their last story winning game of the year." So at first when I didn't fully read that, so I was like kind of low-key, kind of, you know, I was like, okay, so she's talking about Treyarch being award-winning game of the year, but it looks like that she's talking about like another studio. So that's a yikes, bro. That's a yikes. I personally believe that she got kicked, although I need to be very explicit and very clear with you that I'm really assuming that what if she left willingly, or maybe she got kicked, or maybe she wasn't happy, and we'll never know till they say that. But I don't think they will ever say that because of NDAs and stuff like that. So this is quite sad, but it's a good news if she thinks it's a good news for her. So just gonna send good karma her way, I guess. But man, Black Ops 5 is low-key confirmed as well. I made a video earlier today on that, but I'm just gonna touch on it. Basically, we're finding out that the new job listing that was listed on Treyarch Studios website claims that they are working on the next generation AAA title for 2020. It basically confirms the Kotaku report that said that we're gonna have Black Ops 5. Leaks suggest that it's gonna be a Black Ops reboot. I'm low-key excited, but I am just disappointed with the microtransactions because I do not have any other option but to assume that we're gonna be having crazy microtransactions in this game too. So I'm not sure, guys. This is all the news. Like and subscribe for more. I'm gonna keep you all in the loops with everything in the future. Check out some other videos on the screen, and I will see you in the next one.